The NAACP says they want a race-related case at a Lexington high school investigated as a hate crime.
Two women speak out for the first time about a Kentucky attorney accused of defrauding millions from the federal government.
A new trend could have photos of you or your loved ones online without your knowledge.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
The case involving racist messages to a former Lexington Catholic high school student could go federal.
Last night, Lexington police charged a 17-year-old student with harassing communications and terroristic threatening. And now the attorney representing the mother of that student says he's considering pursuing federal hate crime charges. Mike Byer has more in our top story at 5:30.
Washington, D.C. civil rights attorney Amos Jones says he wants federal authorities to get involved in the case against a 17-year-old Lexington Catholic student.
We will fight back.
Lexington police charged the student with harassing communications and terroristic threatening stemming from messages sent to Denisha Vinegar's son, DeMarco. The 14-year-old, who previously attended Lexington Catholic, received threatening messages from his teammate on the football team, threatening him with lynching and telling him to pick cotton to raise money for a school fundraiser.
We're all Christian people in this, and we would hope that we could resolve these problems in a way that's constructive, but it won't be at the expense of my client.
This afternoon, the school released the following statement. They say, in part, first, we offer our apologies to the student and family impacted by this. The student's transcript has been shared with the appropriate school. We will arrange a favorable resolution with the family on the tuition amount due. He will provide our school community ongoing training and workshops to assure that we learn from this difficult situation while continuing to improve our culture and appreciation of diversity. Meanwhile, the NAACP says they want this case to be pursued as a hate crime.
Our next step is, again, to reach out to the county attorney, ask them to press them to elevate this to a hate crime.
Now, police tell us they will not be charging anyone else and that the case has been referred to the Fayette County Attorney's Office. In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Fayette County Attorney Larry Roberts said he could not discuss this case because it's pending. Generally speaking, though, Roberts said it is hard to say what exactly will happen when a case involves juveniles. It must go through the juvenile court system, which looks at age, the crime, and background of the person charged. If charged as an adult, the case would be sent to the Commonwealth's attorney, Ray Larson.
The case against John Kaywood, who's accused of the gruesome murder of a Lexington man, has been delayed again. Kaywood is accused of stabbing 58-year-old James Holiness more than 80 times in October of last year. According to the indictment, Kaywood also cut off the man's head and set it on fire. Today, Kaywood's hearing was delayed to May 27th because of a backlog at the State Police Crime Lab. This same case was delayed back in February for the same reason. It also came out in court today that the only witness to the murder has since died. The prosecution is requesting a motion to check Kaywood's phone records, saying it could confirm some of the witnesses' information.
For the first time, we're hearing from the two women who first sounded the alarm 10 years ago about attorney Eric C. Kahn's alleged scheme to defraud the Social Security Administration over disability claims.
The whistleblowers are talking about the indictments of Eric C. Kahn along with former Social Security Administrative Judge David Doherty and psychologist Alfred Adkins. Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk now with what the women have to say. Jennifer?
Jennifer Griffith and Sarah Carver first reported their concerns in 2006. They filed a whistleblower lawsuit against Kahn and the two other suspects in 2011. They say despite this week's arrests, the current indictments don't go far enough. Investigators say Kahn was part of a scheme to get more than $600 million from the Social Security Administration through fraudulent disability payments. Griffith and Carver both worked in the Social Security office in Huntington, West Virginia. They say more people were involved in the scheme and should be held accountable. After exposing the scheme, Griffith and Carver say they were harassed by their superiors and even their co-workers.
They would turn around and question why we were reporting it, or why are you wasting your time emailing us and not doing your job.
Both women say they're happy Kahn and the two others were arrested this week, but they say it could have happened much sooner if officials would have listened to their complaints a decade ago. They say the big problem is each Social Security Administration office sets monthly goals to get as many disability cases through the system as possible. They say many employees can get monetary or production bonuses or even promotions when they meet or exceed their quota. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Jennifer, thank you. And new on WKYT News at 6 tonight, we talked to the FBI agent connected to this corruption case. He tells us why it took so long to build the case against Eric Kahn.
It has been a cold and certainly a messy day here in the Bluegrass. Let's check in now with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey to see if spring will ever return.
You know what? We had spring in late February and March, and now Mother Nature is kind of paying us back across the region now with a taste of February weather with a little rain, snow, sleet action out there. 37 Covington. Moral of the story, it's one of those afternoons into the early part of the evening. Now you get under a shower of rain or snow, that thermometer drops into the 30s. You get out of it, we rebound into the 40s, which is still plenty cold enough. 38 degrees, that's your wind chill, Lexington. Look at Covington. Heading into the evening with a wind chill of 29 degrees. Defender Radar Network lighting up with these rain, sleet, and snow showers from London, Corbin, Somerset. Northeast we go towards Stanton, Campton, Frenchburg, Owingsville, and soon into the Morehead State University area. Lexington Metro, small break in the action, though northwesterly winds will usher in more action coming at us from parts of Illinois and Indiana. That is pushing even colder air into the region. We run the risk of a hard freeze tonight and then again Sunday. We'll break that down when I come back in less than 10.
Chris, thank you. Some tragic news today as the body of a teenage boy was recovered from a lake this morning. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Johnson County. The boy has been identified as 15-year-old Luke Cottle. Officials say they received a call that a little before 4 this morning that someone had fallen into Paintsville Lake in the Flat Gap community. 3 area fire departments, along with state police and emergency management, all responded to the scene. Floyd County Rescue Squad helped drag the lake, which led them to the body about 9.
The only opportunity to get boats to the area was to actually launch at the marina. So, and that's 4.1 miles waterways.
The emergency management director says drownings in this area of the lake are rare. Kentucky State Police are investigating. In Madison County, 2 people are behind bars after leading police on a chase in a stolen vehicle. That chase started on US 421 when the stolen car stopped at the intersection of Muddy Creek Road and Log Cabin Road. Police say a male and a female jumped out of the vehicle and ran off. After a few tips from people in the area, deputies were able to find the suspects off Log Cabin Road and arrest them.
A Lexington woman has been charged with defrauding a local business and illegally obtaining prescription narcotics. Police arrested 32-year-old Elsie Lamb in connection to crimes committed while she was employed at a local dentist's office. According to police, Lamb financially benefited from 34 falsely endorsed checks that were addressed to the dentist and deposited into her personal account, totaling more than $15,000. Lamb is also charged with using a DEA number assigned to her employer to obtain controlled substances for her own personal use. Police in West Virginia say a man missing for months could be heading to the Lexington area. Relatives of Ryan Strickland of West Virginia say they last saw him December of last year. Police say there is evidence he'd been staying around Ashland, Kentucky until earlier this month. Police say Strickland possibly suffers from a mental illness and has been out of touch with his family. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call their local law enforcement.
A Kentucky mother charged in the poisoning death of her 5-year-old son is now speaking out for the first time. Lacey Spears was charged with giving her son salt through a feeding tube the boy needed to help with eating issues. Investigators say she did it in order to make him sick and garner attention. Her son died from poisoning in 2014. Spears later moved to Scottsville in Allen County after the boy's death. In an interview with CBS's 48 Hours, Spears still maintains her innocence.
I didn't kill my son. I never poisoned him with salt.
Then why is his sodium level so high?
You would have to ask the hospital that.
You can see more of that story on tomorrow night's episode of 48 Hours here on CBS.
In this time of social media, many people still post photos of themselves and their loved ones without really much thought of where they could end up. But a disturbing new trend known as digital kidnapping may change all of that. Parents and children need to discuss this new online frontier.
She was talking very provocatively online to other males. She was posting on dating websites using my daughter's pictures.
A frightening prospect for any parent to learn their child's picture is being used by someone else on social media platforms and dating sites.
The impersonator took some of the pictures of my daughter. She also used other pictures that she found online that looked like it could be my daughter because they also had long brown hair.
This mother did not want to show her identity to protect her daughter, but she wants other parents to hear her story to warn other families.
Her friend told her that she saw somebody on Instagram with her picture, but she was saying derogatory things to other Instagram members, and she knew that my daughter was not like that.
The family was stunned to see their daughter's pictures on the account and more shocked to see the dialogue between the account and strangers.
My daughter was scared because she didn't know who was impersonating her.
First, the family contacted the police. Then they learned the owner of the account knew their daughter. Once the minor was contacted, the images and the accounts were removed.
When she stole my daughter's identity, she was living a completely opposite lifestyle.
Experts say if you don't want photos stolen, don't post them. Another tip, use the strictest privacy settings on social media sites.
The great thing about the internet is that it brings the world closer. And then the bad thing about the internet is that it brings the world closer. So we've got to be careful who we're allowing into our homes, into our businesses.
Experts warn that once you post an image, don't think you have any control over the picture. In this case, the account was deleted after the victim's family contacted the account owner.
As time runs out on a state budget, college presidents are offering up a compromise. That story in just a few minutes here on WKYT.
And the Keeneland Spring Meet finally here, but for racing fans, it probably doesn't feel like spring. That story later on WKYT News at 6.
Right now, at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. During the spring clearance event, new 2015 Jeep Renegade Sports, just $189 a month. Visit BigMSuperstore.com.
There's nothing like making their day, except making sure their tomorrow is taken care of too. Financial guidance while you're mastering life. From Chase, so you can.
We knew that this day might come.
Bring your phones.
You're going off the grid.
New Hawaii 5-0, then in Old Flame.
We know each other.
Yes, we do.
Has a partner seeing stars.
You were with them last night.
You got a problem with that?
And an old controversy.
It's a police matter.
It's a political stick of dynamite.
Has the commissioner seeing red.
You're judging me by this one mistake.
I'm asking you to leave now.
New Blue Bloods after Hawaii 5-0, CBS tonight.
Sleep is a critical component of our athletic training at UK.
Our sleep experts are the champions at matching our customers to the best bed for them.
This week at Sleep Outfitters, get a free TV with qualifying purchase, like this Sealy Pillow Top Queen Set with gel foam, now only $4.99, plus a free TV. Go to sleepoutfitters.com for store locations and hours.
Sleep Outfitters, official sleep provider of UK athletics. Sleep like a champion, play like a champion.
Building the only trucks with the best horsepower, best towing, best torque, and best payload takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle, that's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month. Returning FCA US lessees finance and get $10,750 in total values on the purchase of a 2016 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Hi, I'm Stephen Colbert.
And I'm James Corden.
And I'm the host of The Late Show.
It's not enough time.
CBS Late Night is on a roll. We're just two cool dudes who are ready to take comedy head on. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and The Late Late Show with James Corden. The cutting edge in late night. Colbert!
Corden!
Late Show!
Late Night should still right there!
Weeknights, only CBS.
Right now, at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. During Ram Truck Month, new 2016 Ram Bighorn Crew Cab four-wheel drives are only $199 a month. Visit BigMSuperstore.com.
As time runs out, Kentucky House leaders and college presidents are offering up budget compromises to Governor Bevin. State leaders are at odds over cuts. In their compromise plan, House leaders call for a 2% cut on college and university budgets for 1 year. In a letter today, Kentucky's college and university presidents say they will agree to budget cuts of 2% in the current year and 4.5% over the next 2 years to end the gridlock. Without an agreement by next Friday, the governor will have to call a costly special session. And again, that means it is down to the wire for lawmakers to agree on a new state budget.
Bill Bryant sat down with the lead negotiators on this issue. He has that story and more in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. With just one day left in the Kentucky legislative session, there is no agreement on a state budget, and leaders in the House and Senate cannot say whether there will be one before the Constitution requires them to leave Frankfort next week. For this weekend's edition of Kentucky Newsmakers, I interviewed Republican Senate President Robert Stivers and House Speaker Greg Stumbo, who leads the Democratic majority in that chamber. The two sides say they are close on the numbers, but reaching a final deal is proving tough.
I have had many conversations with the Speaker and members of the House, as the Speaker and members of the House have had many conversations with members in the Senate, and there have been discussions with the governor and the respective stakeholders. So I'm still very optimistic. We have had very good, candid conversations. No one's casting aspersions or trying to blow up the process.
We have enough money, Bill, as the plan that passed the House shows, to fully fund the pension systems in this biennium, to not cut education, to leave more money in what we call the rainy day fund than we've ever left in it, and to do programs like what we call Work Ready Kentucky, which provides the last dollar in for students that are going for an associate degree at our community colleges or even our private colleges or our public four-year colleges.
You can see the full interviews with Stivers and Stumbo on Kentucky Newsmakers. Its first full airing is Sunday morning at 6 on WKYT, and it repeats Sunday at 10 a.m. on the CW Lexington. Set your DVR or catch it then. On the presidential campaign trail heading toward key primaries, the talk is tough. Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton said today Republicans are living in a world of fantasy and hope if they think she will be indicted over use of a private email server while she was Secretary of State. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders is backing away from claims that Clinton is not qualified to be president. He says he simply had to fight back against attacks coming from the Clinton campaign. On the Republican side, Donald Trump continues to work hard in his home state of New York ahead of the April 19th primary there. Rivals Ted Cruz and John Kasich are working New York hard as well. They're trying to hold down Trump's margin. For the first time since 1919, the Postal Service is taking prices down. Effective Sunday, a first-class stamp goes down 2 cents from 49 cents to 47 cents. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Quite the weather day out there across the Bluegrass State. Some rain, some sleet, some snow, gusty winds, and temperatures running much, much colder than normal. Let's get into it and show you what we are tracking out there. And we're getting in on these periods of showers of rain, sleet, and snow, kind of coming at us in waves. In between that, you may pick up on a little ray of sunshine over the next few hours. Then all of a sudden, another little wave comes on through. This one produced thunder and lightning in Lexington about an hour ago with, yes, some snowflakes and a little touch of sleet. When we see on radar a little bit of red and orange on a cold, cold day like this, chances are that's the high reflectivity of ice or some wet snowflakes that the radars are picking up on. And indeed, some of the flower gardens out there being covered by sleet, at least for a moment or two before it all melts away. We're getting this even with temperatures at 40 degrees or better, because just above the Earth's surface it's 32 degrees or below, so that warmer layer of air just isn't thick enough to allow those sleet pellets and snowflakes to melt before getting down to where we live. One little sleet shower heading toward Liberty into Casey County. Lexington Metro to our west, more in the way of some rain and sleet showers, and upstream toward the Chicagoland area, pretty much more of the same. Could have a snow shower or flurry early on Saturday. It's a cold day. Hard freeze on Sunday. There's a chance for a late day shower. A lot of that holds off until Sunday night into Monday. So as temperatures try to recover, we're going to get some rain into town. Short term, Once the flakes begin to dissipate later tonight, it's a hard freeze. Temperatures by tomorrow morning mid-20s. Freeze warning is out for the entire state of Kentucky and surrounding areas too. Let's go through the evening, and it's ugly out there. A little rain or snow action at any point through the middle of the night. Even could wake up to a snow flurry, upper 20s in the morning. For the rest of your day, 33 at noon. By the time we hit 5 o'clock, 41 degrees. Normal highs should be into the 60s. This time of year, we have a chance to get to 60 on Sunday or Monday, then back down we go. Upper 40s on Monday, or I should say Wednesday, with a chance for another freeze either Wednesday or Thursday morning. 70 by the end of next week. A little light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we need to break out of this pattern. One of the colder starts to April we've had since back in 2007.
Okay, thank you, Chris.
Well, we're up to a total of 7 collisions working right now, including a couple of injury crashes. There's a new one at Richmond and Man of War. The police are on the scene. That has at least one lane blocked on Man of War and Richmond Road. You can see the slow stuff coming from Hamburg because of that. There's also a crash at Old Richmond and DeLong. Police continue to investigate that wreck, and they actually have it shut down there. Collisions at Tates Creek and Dove Run, one on Yellowstone that they're working as well in several downtowns. So it's a slow ride all over the place, and we're seeing that in our drive times as well. To Versailles, a little better now, we're 18 minutes. Well, actually, Versailles looks like it's 16. Nicholasville's 18. Georgetown will take 16 minutes on the interstate on 75. Now back to the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. Now to sports. A former Derby winner is back in Kentucky.
Yeah, but who it is and how he got here, that's the real story. And the NCAA has ruled and dropped a 10-ton hammer on the career of Donnie Tyndall. That leads us off next in sports.
Amazing race tonight.
Let's go, let's go.
The teams head to the Republic of Georgia.
Georgia!
Where they'll be dancing with the Czars.
No, that messed me up.
Then a candy-making challenge that ain't so sweet.
Ow! Welcome to Bloody Fingers 101.
Who?
Somebody just took my bag.
Will finish.
Let's go, go, go!
This leg.
Hurry, fast.
First.
We have to beat them there.
It'll have America saying,
Holy cow!
New Amazing Race tonight, or stream it live or on demand.
This week at Ashley Home Store's Spring Style Event, get 15% off your purchase and 12 months interest-free on fresh new looks for every room. Like this classic linen sofa, only $7.99. Or pay no interest for 48 months. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
I love Spain. This food, the wine, the tapas. I want to stay here forever.
Well, we're not in Spain. We're home.
I know, but this food is so delicious.
Then it's like a Spain-cation.
Head to Kroger for authentic recipes, specially imported foods, and delicious meal ideas at the Taste of Spain event.
Cook up fresh Perdue boneless chicken breasts for just $1.99 a pound. And sweet red, yellow, or orange bell peppers are now 10 for $10 at Kroger.
Honda believes that your garage is what you make it. Looking good, Suzanne. So make it great with amazing deals on many Honda products, including the restyled Honda Accord. It's been on Car and Driver's 10 Best list a record 30 times and comes with a standard multi-angle rear view camera. The Honda Dream Garage sales event is happening now. Let's go. You got a garage to fill. Celebrate spring with a great deal on a restyled Accord. Now at your Honda dealer.
When severe storms roll in, we go to work to keep you and your family safe by calling a First Alert Severe Weather Day. Keeping you on top of the storms with continuous coverage on air, on WKYT.com, and wherever you are with our news and weather apps. Plus an experienced weather team ready to alert you when you need to get out of harm's way. Keeping you safe this severe weather season. That's what we stand for. First Alert Severe Weather Days, only on WKYT.
The hottest name in late night is talking to the biggest names in politics.
I'm like a kid in a candy store. Who's paying for the candy?
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
This is the first interview that we've actually...
That's true.
I was playing a character who did not care for you.
I can say it now. It was mutual.
Where newsmakers make news.
I've said a few things about you over the years.
Some nice things. Not too much.
Weeknights, only CBS.
Step up your game with Family Feud. Welcome to the family, baby.
One full hour starting at 7 on the CW Lexington.
This week at Ashley Home Store's Spring Style Event, get 15% off your purchase and 12 months interest-free on fresh new looks for every room. Like this classic linen sofa, only $7.99. Or pay no interest for 48 months. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Visit our fireplace showroom or shop online at barnhillchimney.com.
Former Morehead State, Southern Miss, and Tennessee basketball coach Donnie Tyndall has been hit with a 10-year show cause penalty, that according to CBS Sports. The NCAA today saying Tyndall acted unethically and failed to promote an atmosphere for compliance. The NCAA saying that Tyndall directed members of his staff to complete fraudulent coursework for 7 prospects so they could immediately become eligible. Tyndall also helped make cash and credit card payments to 2 prospects. He also is accused of deleting emails, providing false or misleading information during that investigation that started a few years ago when he was at Southern Miss and then followed him to Tennessee. In other news, a farm in Georgetown is home to over 150 retired racehorses, and recently they added a second Kentucky Derby winner to the barn thanks to some help from some of the horse's biggest fans. Brent Carney has more.
You ready?
It's a place to run again.
Are you ready? Ha!
At Old Friends Thoroughbred Retirement Farm, once great horses are returned to their fans. Or in the case of 2002 Derby winner War Emblem, the fans return the horse.
I had waited for him to come back for so long.
You just knew he was special, a different horse.
For over a decade, War Emblem stood at stud in Japan. These fans from around the country pitched in so that he could spend his retirement stateside.
I always dreamed of visiting him in Japan, and I heard he was coming home to the States, and it was like, a dream come true to be able to see him again.
One fan actually did visit War Emblem in Japan, and told his days as a stallion were through. She called Old Friends Farm, and that's when a plan was hatched.
When you're desperate for money, you come up with ideas.
To pay for his transportation, anyone could buy in. For the 2002 Derby winner, the cost was $202.
I was back home in New Jersey and selling the War Emblem certificates to everybody that would listen to me.
It was Osborne who had seen War Emblem in Japan, and after hundreds of fans pitched in, she got to see him again in Kentucky.
It's very special to see him here. He's a different horse now.
A notoriously stubborn horse.
Nice. I'm glad I wasn't any closer to the fence.
He's in the right place to do or not do as he pleases, just as retirement should be. Brent Carney, WKYT.
Thank you very much, Brent. Bob Baffert, Victor Espinosa helped by autographing a special print for each person who donated. They captured the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown with War Emblem. That's sports. We'll be right back.